Hello, folks. This is Psychic Underlord from psychicunderlord.com. We want to thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel, as well as visiting our page on our Etsy, psychicunderlord.com. And we want to do another video for you today. Today is such a beautiful uh, early January 2024. I said I have to come outside because the sun is so nice, and we want to do a video about twin flames. Twin flame is very much talked about, very much explored, very much misunderstood when people are in it, when people are out of it. All of the things, the whole life cycle of the twin flame experience. I probably have the deepest experience in the world to share. And I want to kind of do the rundown as far as what is your twin flame experience and everyone's twin flame experience is about. First of all, a narcissist is not going to watch this video. So if you're watching this, 9 times out of 10, you're a twin flame initiate or you're a person that's considering going into the twin flame experience and you're going to go through it. So that's why you're watching this video. So, twin flame is a line that you cross to come into alignment with the Creator. Whether you know it or not, you're probably already a spiritual person. You've probably already been on your spiritual journey. And what you've been doing is looking at yourself as a spiritual authority compared to other people. So you say, hey, I'm a good person. I have these qualities. I pray. I go to church, all these different things that are good about me. And I'm still feeling lonely. I still can't find the person I'm looking for. I'm promiscuous. I'm having sex with all these different people. I can't seem to manage to find someone who likes me enough or feel like I'm good enough to be able to be in this type of situation, a committed situation. Do I want to be committed or do I want to stay promiscuous and get better and better at having sex with people, non-committal scenarios? So you're a twin flame initiate, and this is what people don't know about you is that you have become a deity, a vibrational deity, but you have not submitted to the creator. So the creator is angry at you. He feels neglected. This is another thing when you kind of personify and begin to realize that the creator is not only an entity that sits behind the shade with the shades drawn, where it allows you to do whatever. He's actually seeing everything you do. That's the submission and the openness that has been lacking in your life that leads a person to the twin flame experience. And it is a universal. There are billions of people that are going to go through twin flame and have been through twin flame, but they may not have been spiritual enough to seek out something on the internet to figure out what this is. Twin flame, it sounds like you both are on fire, and that's actually totally the truth when you're in it. It comes on like a movie. It comes on just like you're in something. You're like you're in another world. You are supernaturally, unusually attracted to this person. You definitely want to make it happen. You do things to try to be in their space. You are so needy. You are so in need of that individual. And the person, they realize that you're attracted to them. So they're sitting back and watching and playing. Believe me, the narcissist has on a calendar the day they met you and the progression of your relationship because it's all timed out, it's all spaced out. If there's no sense of time, see, the twin flame initiate, who is typically an empath, who you sense that the person needs love from you. You say, okay, well, my love is will be good for you because I can heal you. And the narcissist is saying, okay, well, it's been 5 days. So they're looking, and you're impatient. The narcissist is totally patient. And that frustrates the heck out of you because you can't figure out how to push it farther along with your terms because you want to have it all. You're an empath, you're spiritual, you're discovering certain things, but this you're crossing the line because you're trying to take everything you've learned from your sexual and romantic experiences and try to throw it over someone else's head who happens to be the narcissist, the one type of person. that you feel that they are the culmination of everything that you've wanted all together. And that is what the common sense of it is, that this is a magical experience. It's the culmination of everything you've learned about what you should not do, but you do it anyway because of your ego and your feelings. A narcissist does not have those feelings. They don't even really have an ego, to be honest. That's why they do things that are so reckless, because they don't care. The empath has the ego and the feelings, and you're shocked to hear that because you think that you've dealt with your ego. You would not be in a twin flame experience if you would have dealt with your ego. Like if you had a ritual from my store to be able to figure out how to become clean and neutral, how to neutralize these things. This is why you need divining ritual from my shop at psychicunderlord.com. So you're an empath, but yet you become a predator. And I know many of you can shake your head and you can nod and say, yeah, I did go after, you may have even done love rituals. You may have done candle burnings. You may have done romantic things, just in fantasizing about the narcissist because you're so obsessed with them and you feel like you're so good that the only person who really deserves you at this time is someone like them. So they're not initially abusive or toxic or crazy to you or make you feel bad. But these type of feelings develop because of your eagerness, because of your inability to see what you're coming into. And since they time it out, they time your emotions. And believe it or not, the narcissist is obsessed with the empath. That's why you're so afraid, because you know that whatever stage you're in the twin flame, that even if there is an end, how could you live with that end? So you become a predator. You're looking at your narcissistic side of the twin flame. Let's see it as a yin and yang, and they're your target. So uh, you're going through a gigantic cosmic ritual for your soul. That is what has been initiated. Just like how they have the people that go into the Roman Colosseum and they release the lion, and the person has to contend with how to live in a ring with the freaking lion. I don't know if people survived that, or they all died, if that was the kind of the thing about it. But you know that you, once you're in a twin flame experience, that you're pretty much over your head with this this scenario, because the sexual experience is so intense, the after feelings, and then there's also the alliances you make with them in secret, the secret contracts that you make with this person verbally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, that you will forego all of your necessary upkeep. You will forego all of your necessary emotional needs that you set out to receive. You realize that it's not possible to receive that because there's nothing there with the narcissistic side. So what happens is you give them everything and you get nothing in return. So this is a gigantic cosmic, and there's almost like you sign on a dotted line in a twin flame scenario. I mean, you may also uh, gamify it, as far as while you're going through this and while you're spending time with this person, you're going to gamify this thing to try to make it make sense. Because everyone, now, if you're even allowed to tell other people that you're with this person, see, a lot of times you think you're with them, but you know that you're not, because they're with other people too. So they're sleeping around. You're trying to commit to them. You're trying to heal them. You're going through this unveiling of yourself, that you actually are surrendering yourself to someone like this. So you gamify it, and then you experience the dark night of the soul, and you say, okay, why have time? Because the time is all screwed up, because you've thrown everything off just so that you could spend all your nights with them, or all your days, or all your weekends, or all of this, or all as much as they want from you. But whether it's just only a few hours, that few hours, you gamify that, and then it will transform into the dark night of the soul scenario in the middle of your twin flame Coliseum experience. So, Dark Night of the Soul, I have another video of that when you're really sad in the twin flame experience. You've gone through the exuberance of it, but you realize that all the fundamental weapons have been surrendered. You cannot fight this lion without a spear, but you've given your spear away. You cannot fight this lion without some type of uh, a whip or a rope or something, and you've given your rope and your whip away. That is a dark night of the soul. So it's the trusting that they will somehow be able to bring you out into the light. And that is the other side. That is, you're about halfway in to twin flame experience. If you experience that you are defenseless. Now, the sad thing is that you can actually live in twin flame dark night of the soul forever if you're not a spiritual person. That is actually a curse. That is an extreme curse of slavery, that will ultimately lead that person down a horrible path. They will be so empty and so ravaged. Um, but then there'll be other people who don't know about spirituality who'll look at this person and say, "Oh, you look like you have everything you need. You look like maybe you even have more." But this person, only thing they do is use people like batteries because they remain empty. They remain empty, so they suck from other people because they've never been able to consolidate and to close out that twin flame experience, or for whatever reason they couldn't get away from the person, which is horrible. Your avoidance of seeking alignment draws all of this near to you. Seeking alignment will actually be able to, sadly, to those of you in the twin flame experience, will actually take you out of the twin flame experience because you're seeking alignment. But what do you do when you can't have that person? So it goes back to square one. It just depends on how long you want to be in this situation. The narcissist does not see you or see the situation as cosmic, but this is their satanic duty. The satanic side see it as a vacuum, see it as an emptiness, a vacuum, like space. Like you literally throw stuff out there, hoping a boomerang comes back, and it's literally sucked into space. So when you're saying things to them, when you're doing things for them, there's no reciprocation. That is a standard of what you're going to find in the twin flame experience. You will be taken fully and you will be abused from day one. Let's understand that. But you've been abused moderately before in the past, which has made your self worth so low. So when you pursue this situation, even if this person is attractive, they're probably very attractive to you. They probably very much have all the characteristics of what you're looking for in a person, a monogamous situation. But if you really look into it, from day one, it was almost like, um, you were not given the time that you feel that you deserve. So it's so in order to evade the feeling of being abused, you continue the situation continuously because you have to resolve these feelings of lack and feelings of low self worth because people have done things to you. They've done bad things to you and have harmed you. So healing and healing yourself in that area is not going to get you out of the twin flame experience, but the alignment and getting things right and kind of saying, okay, well, I'm staying over to this side, that will get you out of the twin flame experience. But people heal, they are in twin flame experiences saying that they're healing their self-worth by enduring. So that is going to keep you trapped, essentially, and you ultimately get what you want because everyone's twin flame experience has a different timing, has a different factors involved, your personality, all the things about you that are involved. um, this is not to say that you don't have to go through this. You have to go through what you feel is necessary to go through. So I'm totally neutral when it comes to twin flame experience, but I understand it. So, um, the narcissist has you on a calendar of how many times that they hurt you. They know how to discern you better than you because they've created the system of maintaining you and the system of keeping you. You may have surrendered your whole life for this narcissist. You may have moved away, moved out of town. You may have followed them out to some place and never came back. You may have quit school or quit your job and trusted them and said, I'll take care of you. And only thing you provide is the copious amounts of sex, and you do whatever I say and you deal with my mood swings. All that stuff is calculated. So even if it's not physically calculated on paper, they know their triggers inside because there's a trigger in discernment in the life of the narcissist. They know what they're doing. So the recklessness, why is it that they're reckless yet they get away with it? Because it's a calculated risk of how much to do and how much not to do. So you will exist for their sexual and emotional excess. There's no way around that. There's no doubt about it. You already do. And this is the part of you that people don't understand is that you have a sexual desire that may or may not be out of control because you've been trained to exist for someone else as a machine. Depending on if you're on the front side of the twin flame experience or on the back side where you're seeking alignment and you're ultimately springboarding your way out of a relationship. The narcissist is very clear telling you that this if you do try to align yourself, you're going to lose me. So people have to decide whether or not they want to feel again. They want to be able to feel that they are whole again. How would that happen without them? You're a twin flame, you're an empath, you're in a situation. You're going to continue to go through it until you go to the other side. So, I mean, for day one, it could never be. That's why it was so supernatural for you. And that's why it is so supernatural if you're in the experience, because this was a one in a lifetime type of scenario. This person is so attractive. This person makes you feel so gratified when they're seeking you to use you as a tool. You're gratified. But outside of that, you're looking for gratification day to day, and it revolves around trying to find them or keep up with them. And every time you turn around, it seems like they're invading you, maybe even with other people. So you have to kind of be cool with the idea that they're going to be with other people and that you're going to be able to serve their sexual needs, maybe even financial as well. All the other commitments that you've made, the lines you've drawn to be able to make this experience happen are what you've created. And you're going to have to endure with that. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to manage doing what you're doing when you ultimately are doing all the work, it seems like, and this person, and you set up to heal them, and they're not healing because they're not ever going to be with you. You have to be okay with that. So you're watching this, to be honest, because you really do need divining ritual. All the prayers and stuff is not going to work. All the well wishing and family and all this kind of things, people sitting down talking to you. Right now, if you're in a twin flame experience, be honest, you're so into the experience, there's nothing that can take you away from this. And the bonds that have been made over your life, may those bonds remain as long as they are meant to remain. Have a great day.